YouTube. It is processing. Let's see. I believe once it's live, you will be able to see. Done, redirecting. So we are live on YouTube. All right, let's start our session. Perfect. Happy lunch hour, everyone. If you are seeing us on live on YouTube, well, welcome. And if you are joining us from different social media, we are delighted to have you. Thank you so much for joining our discussion series. For those of you who are new to our series, my name is Farah Naz, and I'm the Recognition Counts Outreach and Marketing Coordinator at Seed Winnipeg. And I do have my colleague here, Jeff, who is the Recognition Counts Loan Coordinator. A little bit about Recognition Counts. At Recognition Counts, we help and support internationally educated professionals with financial consultation, financial coaching, light career coaching, and a loan of up to $30,000 to get your credentials recognized and start your career in your field of expertise or the field that you are passionate about. If you are one of those skilled immigrants or international educated professionals, or you know of anyone within your family members, group of friends, community members, do please connect with either me or Jeff. We are more than happy to have a one-on-one meeting and discuss your steps forward. We are going to discuss about virtual banking and prevent online fraud in this session. If you have missed participating in our last few sessions, please do visit Seed Winnipeg Facebook page or YouTube channel, as they are all recorded there. And we have covered many different topics that hopefully will be helpful for you. My colleague Jeff, who also dropped the link on the Zoom, if you are joining us there, you can just click it there. Again, the session will be informative and interactive, where I will provide information I got from sources such as Financial Consumer Agency of Canada, and Jeff will share his perspective based on his previous work experience working at financial industries institutions for many years. So let's begin our session with the land acknowledgement. Seed respectfully acknowledges that we live and work on the territories and homeland of Indigenous peoples, and that the land and water sustain us. We respect the treaties as intended by Indigenous peoples. It is our responsibility to understand the truth of our history, be aware of the present, and work with Indigenous peoples to make positive changes for the future. Thank you for reflecting with us. Last session, we did discuss about how to fix your credit report by how can you identify errors on your credit report, and the steps to correct errors on your credit report, and strategies to removing derogatory accounts from your credit report. In today's discussion, we will be discussing about online banking and mobile banking. Very easy, simple, but there are some services that we may not be aware of, or we may not be using, but it could be very helpful if you use it. So hopefully this session will help you out with that, to explore your mobile banking and online banking and the services that you and transactions you can do there. Learn about tips on safeguarding, again, on online fraud, the steps to take for unauthorized transactions, how to take care of it if you see any transaction that you haven't done. So let's start off of online banking. Virtual bankings nowadays are very convenient, and it saves a lot of time. It's just by click of your finger and at your comfort place, wherever you're at, you can just go to your computer or phone, just log into online, go to your financial institution and log into your online banking, where it allows you to access your accounts and make various financial transactions on the internet. But you need to sign up for that online banking before you be able to use all those services there. In order to do that, of course, you can go to the branch and ask them to help you out to register for your online banking, but you can also register on your own at the comfort of your home, and just you need your computer, go to your financial institution website and just say sign up to online banking. They may ask you to enter your debit card number, and they will ask you a few questions, and they will ask you to create a username and password. And then they will ask you to read and accept the terms and conditions they have. Keep in mind, when you're creating your username and password, make sure you create username and password that are strong enough that you can remember and no one can guess it, because those are very important information. And always make sure keep it with you. It's safe. The safest place that you can keep it is in your mind and your brain, and not share it with anyone. Sometimes we have the habit of writing it down and putting it in a very obvious place, like our wallet or purse, which is not very safe. So make sure, I would recommend definitely memorizing it, and do not write it down anywhere, especially your password. Definitely never ever write that down. And it's okay. Sometimes we forget passwords because we mix it with many other passwords we have. You can always change it. You can change your password by answering a few verification questions, or they will send you verification coding in your phone or email or whatever information you have provided to your banking, and you can change it. So that is the safest way. So after you signed up to online banking, in order to access your accounts using online banking from your computer, you again have to go to your financial institution website, just put your username, password, and then you'll be able to access the services there. And again, depending how you set up your on login, they may ask you a verification question, security question. They may not. That's again up to you how you set it up. You can set it up, say, you have to ask me a verification question each time I log in or not. That's up to you. What's your preferences? But that will make it safer if you set that up to put a verification or security question. That's another recommendation that I would give. So once you log in, you can get different services there, like you can pay bills, transfer money to other accounts, you can do e-transfer to family, friends. You can even send money internationally via your online banking. That's where it will show you the transaction. You can put all the information. You have to have, of course, the information in order to be able to send money internationally. And it will tell you what is the exchange rate, how much the fees will be, and all those things. And you can transfer money to cross-border, and that cross-border is called as the US accounts. If you have a USA account, and if you have a USA bank, so let's say if you have a same financial institution in Canada and in America, you can easily transfer between your accounts through cross-border bankings. But if you have a different financial institution, let's say you have RBC here and you have a TD in America, then you wouldn't be able to transfer easily between your accounts. That's a different way. You have to do wire transfer, unfortunately, for that, and that's the fees is more. You can also add bills as a payee. You can easily find it. All you have to do is click on add payee, put the name of the place that you wanted to pay, and then save your information. You can pay it easily, and you can manage your post-dated transaction, and you can review your payment histories if you need any information that you have done in the past through your online banking. And depending on which financial institution you bank with, your options of services may vary. Your online banking may have a tab that is called account management and main page. So again, if for different financial institutions in different spots, and the services and how they function may differ. And then under account management, you have access to a profile and preferences. This is actually where you can update your profile. You can, your information, your address, all those information that you have there. And account services has many other options, such as a pre-authorized contribution, maybe like daily limit transaction, and many more that you can have access to it there. And daily transaction limit is for those individuals who would like to have a limit on their spending every day. For example, you don't want to exceed on spending more than $100 per day. So you can just set up your transaction limit to that amount. And once during the day when you're doing transaction, you reach 200, it will stop you right there and says that your daily transaction limit has reached $200. You can link your US accounts or business accounts with your personal account through your online banking. You can change your account type. Maybe you have a checking, but you want it to be savings because you're not using it regularly and you don't want to pay service fee or monthly fee for that. If you are would like someone else, a family member, to have an access to your account, or you just got married, or you have a partner, you can add a co-owner through your online banking as well, that they can have access to it. And an option, you can make an appointment through your online banking to have a meeting with a financial advisor if you have any question or any concern about your banking, or you just wanted to have a financial review with your financial advisor. And this is the most important thing, because let's say you are interested in exploring every option that is within your banking and you want a financial advisor's advice, then that's that's an option there, that you can book an appointment and meet with your financial advisor to explore and go through the options there. And there are more options that you can use, such as you can order cash. Let's say you need a large amount of cash. When usually you go to the branch right away, they won't provide you a large amount of cash because banks have certain amount of cash available at the branch. And if you need a large amount, they will tell you you have to pre-order it at least 3 to 4 business days, and you can order it through your online banking, and you can choose which branch you wanted to pick it up, and it will be ready, and you can choose the date, and you can just go that day and pick up the money. You can order a foreign currency. Let's say you have a travel upcoming in a different country and you need a different foreign currency money. You can order it there, and there again, it will show you the exchange rate, the fees, and everything, and you can choose the date as well. So let's say you regularly use checks and you're out of checks. There, you can also order your checks through your online banking, or you can print your void checks, and many more options there. And then there is mobile banking. You can use your mobile banking anywhere you take your mobile device, and that's the beauty of having a mobile banking, because mobile is easy to carry, and we always carry our mobile actually. You can use a mobile banking by downloading your financial institution app. And then to access your account using your mobile banking application, after downloading it, you just open it on your device and you sign in by putting a username and password. And again, I never save my username and password on my mobile banking or my personal computer, because let's say I lose my mobile, all the information is saved there. Anyone can easily access to my banking. So I always type it in instead of like saving. Some people like just save it with their face recognition or fingerprint. But still, my recommendation is to not save your username or password on your mobile banking. Later on, I will ask Jeff's opinion on that as well. But once I finish this slide, I will ask Jeff about his experience and opinion. And make sure when you are downloading or opening your mobile banking app, use a trustworthy sources. Maybe if you're at the bank, you can use their Wi-Fi, or if you are at home, of course, home is always safe. But I don't use my mobile banking when I am connected to public Wi-Fi, because you never know how who else can get access to it, and if scammers can easily get access to your information through public Wi-Fi. And certain financial institutions may not have all the services that online banking provides. So there might be services that is in your online banking, not in your mobile banking. And there are possibility that there are services that is in your mobile banking, but not your online banking. So look into which, if you can find a service in one, look into the other one. You may be able to access this. All right, and Jeff, you wanted to share anything on online banking and mobile banking before we get to tips on safeguarding against online fraud?
Just to emphasize the point that, the online world today is extremely complex, and there are a lot of different systems at play that can be very confusing for some folks. So my advice is to be very careful and make sure that you really understand a platform that you're signing up for before you use it. So whether it's your online banking platform, whether it's an online email platform, whether it's a social media platform, make sure that you understand the risks of using those platforms so you can make sure to have a really safe experience and reduce the chances of your information being stolen or something worse from happening. So definitely some really good advice, and looking forward to hearing your tips.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Jeff. And echoing Jeff's comments there, definitely the information we are providing is just for the information's sake, to provide what services are out there. And of course, it's up to you, up to your decision, and see what is the best option for you. You can take your step forward there. So tips on safeguarding against online fraud. So most financial institutions have policies that protect you from unauthorized transactions while using their online banking services. And these are transactions that you didn't make or approve of. And it is definitely your responsibility to always keep your banking and online banking details to yourself. Again, I am going to emphasize on that. Don't share your username or password to anyone. Because at the end of the day, if there will be some transaction that you haven't approved, the bank will ask, did you share your login information to anyone else? And if you say yes, then you will be at fault there. If you give your online banking information to anyone, including, let's say, your spouse, of course, we trust our spouse and our partner, our family members and friends. But these are the information that's just dedicated to us. It doesn't mean that we don't trust our family members or our spouse. It's just like because that is within the terms and conditions of the bank once you are signing up to your online or mobile banking, that you agree on those terms and conditions. So if you share your sign and information or login information, you may risk losing the protection against unauthorized transactions offered by your financial institution. And you may be responsible for any unauthorized transaction on your account. Ask your financial institution about its online banking services commitments and policy on unauthorized transactions if you are interested and keen to learn more. And to ensure that you are protected from financial loss from an unauthorized transaction, again, I'm emphasizing, so don't share your password. And of course, when you have your bank card, either a credit card or a debit card, the hard ones, don't share your PIN number. That is your personal identification number. Don't share it with anyone. That has to be with you. And don't write it with anyone. I have had a client in the past, unfortunately, who always forgot their PIN number. So they wrote their PIN number in a tiny little slip inside their wallet with their card. Or sometimes they wrote it behind their credit or debit card and they lost it. All the money was gone. And they were at fault that they wrote the PIN number at the back of their card or inside their wallet. Unfortunately, the bank couldn't do anything in that regards. And manage your banking information, including login IDs, password, and all those information that's in your banking. Make sure you check your accounts regularly and see you recognize all the transactions that are there. If you see any transactions, even if it's a 1 cent, even if say like 1 cent transaction happened and you don't recognize it, make sure you connect with your bank and take care of that as soon as possible, because sometimes the scammers, they just either credit or debit 1 cent or 5 cent or 20 cent, and then they see if they went through, they will do more transaction there. You may need to take additional steps to protect yourself when banking online. So again, make sure you read your account agreement and financial institution online banking or electronic access agreement to learn more. If you're very new in this world, that you are nervous about it, you're not sure how to, if you wanted to log in or not, banks do, I believe there are financial institutions that they do offer a demo of, they will provide you an iPad or something, you can book an appointment, and they can give you a demo kind of account and say, allow you to go through the transaction and do all those things and see what is in there, how to take care of your online and mobile banking. An advisor will be there to talk you through all those process. Try that out, book an appointment and do a demo with a financial advisor and see if this is something that you feel comfortable doing. Make sure you choose a very strong password for your online and mobile banking account. So you may be responsible for transactions you didn't make or approve if you use a very easy password that can be guessed. Make sure my advice is that you use uppercase, lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. Make it very complicated that it's not easy to be guessed. Again, don't save your username and password on your mobile or online banking in your computer or your phone. So before, okay, protecting yourself when using electronic transfers. Let's say you send an electronic transfer. Let's say you do an e-transfer. It's known as an e-transfer. Make sure you send money to only the someone who you know, who you trust, who you meant to transfer the money for. Nowadays, some people are doing, scammers are calling about, say that, hey, your phone bill or water bill was not paid last month. We have tried to reach you, you didn't answer us, and we're gonna cut your water or phone bill within an hour if you don't pay us back. And it is a real story, it has happened. And these provide a very professional email from the same business. It looks like the same business, but it's not. They're like, go ahead and e-transfer this much money right now, else we're gonna cut your phone or your water or your electricity or whatever it is. And they make it very professional that they can get you super easily. And you are in a panic mode that all you have to do, you can't think, you're like, okay, let me e-transfer you right away the amount of money. And once it's transferred, it's gone. you cannot take that e-transfer back, because once it's deposited, there is no way back. You cannot cancel it, you cannot, and the bank even cannot do that. So make sure if you get a call from someone saying you haven't paid your phone bills or any of your bills, make sure you cut the call and contact your business, the number that you trust, and do your investigation inquiry if that information is true before e-transferring anything. And once you're doing e-transfer, choose a security answer that is hard to guess. And make sure you safely share your security answer with the individual that you wanted to e-transfer that. And don't message or email the answer so obviously that it's known. Hey, the e-transfer I send you right now, this is the answer for it. That's very easily. Let's say someone, they don't have access to the phone or email, or someone have access to those. They can take those like e-transfer easily. They can deposit it to their bank. And be aware that you cannot cancel any intra-key transfer once it's deposited. And when you are receiving an electronic transfer, be careful of any unexpected transfer from someone you do not know. Contact the person if you are not expecting the transfer. Let's say I receive a message from Jeff, and Jeff is sending me $5,000 e-transfer. I'm like, oh my goodness, Jeff, well, this is so awesome. And right away I go and deposit that, and then poof, my information is leaked and I lost everything, while Jeff is not even aware of it. His number was used, or a scammer used his number somehow. And make sure right away when I see that e-transfer of 5,000, I'm like, I'm not expecting anything from Jeff. Let me call Jeff. Hey, Jeff, I just received an e-transfer of 5,000. Did you send that to me? And Jeff would be like, oh, no, I didn't. Oh, that's a gift for you. Of course, I sent that to you. And then once I'm assured, I will take a step forward. And check your balance to make sure the transfer has been deposited into your account, and read the instructions carefully before accepting to make sure it's a money transfer and not a request to transfer. And be aware of common fraud techniques and scams that we have been talking. And lastly, before I get into discussing steps to take for unauthorized transaction, Jeff, did you want to share anything on tips or anything that you wanted to share?
No, I think you covered a lot of great tips there, and yeah, there's nothing too much that I'd want to add on to there. I guess maybe just the notion that there are some systems out there like password manager systems, and those systems are helpful to organize passwords and whatnot. But if you choose to use a system like that, you need to make sure that the password to get into that password manager is incredibly strong. Something that has, like you said before, a mixture of small letters, capital letters, numbers, symbols. Like you want to make it like an alphabet soup, basically. And that can be hard for us to remember for sure, but the better we can remember our passwords, that password, the less chance there is for someone to break that password and then have access to all of your passwords. So if you use a password manager, just make sure that the password for that password manager is extremely strong.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Jeff.
My pleasure.
And we have arrived to our last slide here, steps to take for unauthorized transaction. Let's say you see your banking and there is a transaction that I do not recognize, and I don't recognize the business, I don't know the amount. Right on a spot, make sure if it's like from your if it came from your checking account or your credit card, contact your bank. Contact your bank and let them know about that transaction. And nowadays, one thing that is very, very nice and sweet is that banks has added a dispute option in your online and mobile banking, that you can easily dispute that transaction on your mobile banking, and the bank will start the investigation. And the bank may contact you afterwards and get more details, but I recommend you, as soon as you disputed the transaction, go ahead and call your bank. So now you can have access to contacting dispute department or any of your bank department contact information through your mobile banking. All you have to do is just log into your mobile banking, go to you through your um, contact whichever department you're looking. Let's say you see a transaction that you don't recognize on your credit card. There is a contact credit card disputing department. And the good thing about that is that it would directly take you there, and the hold is not long, honestly, because they directly takes you there. It will also verify you through your login. So they have a system that the advisor or financial advisor can see that you have contacted them through your mobile banking, and the verification won't be that hard to provide all the information there. So as soon as you see anything that you don't recognize, make sure you dispute it and contact your bank. Usually people go to the branch. Unfortunately, the advisors there, they will refer you to call, especially if it's a credit card. Um, they will refer you to call credit card department, because there are um, certain things that the branch advisor do not have access to. Those the back office, they have access to them, so make sure you call them. And they will also tell you that if you need to go to the branch, they are like, oh, we need you to go to the branch, we have done all these steps, so now we need your signature or something or whatever. And that is all we have for today's session. With that, I will open the floor to Jeff if he wants to share anything before we stop going live, and then we'll get to questions to individuals who are present in the session.
No, nothing to add here. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining our session today. And I am trying to stop going live, stop sharing, and I believe I stopped going live. Can you, Jeff, please double check I stopped going live?
My screen still says live on YouTube.